ain't no skips. Fuck, I look like having a motherfucking skip, bitch. Get up on your good foot, skip, bitch. Oh! I see niggas smirking in the background. Niggas knew that was a bar. Fuck woman. Tell you niggas you in the presence of the greatest of all fucking time. The juice. D-Bags, what happened? Bees, what happened? Scar, what happened? I see you smoking. Niggas know they in the presence of greatness.
Hey, what is going on with y'all, man? It is Black Balloon, and I'm coming back with another video, man, so y'all already know what's going on. All right, y'all. Now, y'all already know I wasn't going to let this one get past me. Today, we got to talk about Nicki Minaj and this recent tweet that she sent out amongst all of the stuff that she's been involved in lately. Hard to keep track of unless you're like a Nicki Minaj fan and all into the beef she got with Cardi B, Jay-Z, back with Megan Thee Stallion, the whole Rock Nation crew, Desiree Perez. She goes off at any moment that she can. Now, you'll already know with the photo that we're starting with on this video, where we're headed toward, right? We always got at least one. I find at least one for every artist we talk about. We know Nicki Minaj has been used and abused by the industry. Beta, sex kitten, sold her soul a long time ago. She's been used and abused, and her time is up. It's been up. You know, really, when they introduced Cardi B, they basically brought the new Nicki Minaj, right? And from the instant Cardi B became who she was, you could feel the tension from Nicki Minaj. You could feel everything adjust. You know, you could feel her energy shift. Megan Thee Stallion came. You know, she got that real push from Rock Nation, Jay-Z. You know, a lot of this stuff that she says toward Jay-Z. Now, I'm all for her exposing Rock Nation. We exposed Rock Nation on the channel when it came to Tory Lanez. We just talked about it with that 6ix9ine video where he was going in about Desiree Perez being an undercover agent, a snitch, so on and so on. I'm all for it when it comes to exposing the very evil conglomerate Rock Nation, and Desiree Perez and so on, right? But obviously there's a little bit of bitterness that comes from Nicki Minaj as well. Probably from, you know, wanting to be pushed by Jay-Z and Rock Nation at a time that it didn't happen.
Explain the significance of the title Pink Print.
Well, of course, Jay-Z is probably, the best rapper of all time, arguably. And I really look up to him. So I felt like with the Pink Print, I wanted to make a masterpiece album that would live on. And I think that just how Jay-Z's blueprint will always be referenced in hip-hop, I know the Pink Print will always be referenced.
Oh, good.
I think I probably played Jay-Z every day of my life.
Really?
Just loved the diversity. You can make a record that was, Hard Knock Life and then Song Cry and, just being able to talk about anything and sound intelligent and don't lose your swag. I was very impressed with that.
And I mean, she said a lot about them ruining her numbers, her albums, her sale. I mean, so much. I've seen so much that I just kind of brushed over and never really talked about it. What really caught my mind this time was the tweet that she decided to put out, kind of hinted at D'Angelo's death. And she said, anytime Cock Nation's in the news for something they don't want you to know, a few things will happen. Will Smith will appear. which people have been saying that there's about to be a Will Smith documentary, but I can't find anything on it. She said a famous person is announced dead, which could have been Diane Keaton, could have been D'Angelo. More than likely, she's talking about D'Angelo. Then says their allies will begin to post/say nasty things about the Queen, and Lace Z, who is Jay-Z, will pop up looking dumb. So I was like, you know what? We got to talk about this. I want to jump into a few clips from Akademiks talking about it. And I also want to show a few things and remind y'all of what Nicki Minaj said a very long time ago, about her being, possessed by the spirit that she basically called Roman. Now, I know a lot of y'all have seen this before, but it's just a reminder of, Nicki Minaj and what she also committed her soul to as far as the industry and why she's in the situation that she's in now. Now, like I said, I'm all for her exposing Jay-Z, Rock Nation. I mean, I hope it continues. I hope she becomes even more bold and just keeps saying all kind of stuff to get that real truth out about Jay-Z and what's been going on behind the scenes. But I thought, you know what? We got to jump on here and talk about it, man. So with that being said, y'all, let's go ahead, jump into this first clip. Then we'll come back and talk about it a little bit more. All right, y'all? Check this out.
Roman is a crazy boy who lives in me, and he says the things that I don't want to say. He was born, just a few months ago. I think he was born out of rage. I ask him to leave, but he can't. He's here for a reason. People have brought him out. People conjured him up. Now he won't leave.
If I was a fan, I'd be concerned for her well-being. I personally think if Rock Nation really don't like somebody and they feel they're that big of a problem, I could see them taking it all the way. Whatever you think all the way is, you work it out. I did say pray for Nicki Minaj. Rock Nation is devious, and I'm going to leave it there. I want to be very clear about what I'm about to say. Because I did say pray for Nicki Minaj. Rock Nation is devious, and I'm going to leave it there. I want to be very clear and blunt. I'm not an ally of Nicki Minaj. I'm not a friend of Nicki Minaj. Me and Nicki Minaj do not speak. I have no horse in the race, and I do not care that much about Nicki Minaj to that extent. I do want to sit here, and I want to validate some of what Nicki Minaj is saying, because what Nicki Minaj is alluding to with Rock Nation, I have seen disturbing patterns and trends as well. I've seen that they use bully tactics to silence people, to get their way, to try to sway, coerce, and change people's opinions of things they care about. And they do it through nefarious means, or they will throw a shit ton of money, and you never know. Somebody might pop out the woodworks with an accusation, with a debt that you supposedly owe them, or they'll make up something that you're about to have to sell your house. I'm telling y'all, everyone isn't saying these things because of nothing. I say pray for Nicki Minaj because I could name you 5 people who they have had a gripe or issue with either the business conduct or maybe their time or whatever with Rock Nation specifically, that they have all thrown in the white flag. Shit, damn near I'm ready to throw in the white flag because I don't know Jay-Z, and I don't feel that passionate about nobody at Rock Nation. But what I've realized is that, again, I played you the audio. I believe there's some people that's undoubtedly harassing affiliates and associates of mine. Even though they've declined to say who they work for based on the questioning that they're asking, the things they're interested in, we believe they work for Rock Nation. I showed you in a deposition that was supposedly be about Meg Thee Stallion's case with a blogger. The attorneys on the call were saying, go tell Desiree Perez what Akademiks is saying. Desiree Perez is not the manager of Meg Thee Stallion. She's the CEO of Rock Nation. I want to say I might not like Nicki Minaj, But I do want to say, let's relax on thinking that she's batshit crazy when she's speaking about Rock Nation. Let's relax and pray for her, because I wouldn't be surprised, based on how hard she's going, if we see a few things happen. And I don't even want to speak these things into existence, but you have to be aware.
Now, Akademiks went on to say, specifically in the next 3 months, that he hoped nothing doesn't happen to Nicki Minaj. Man, I'm not going to sit here and say, yo, she talking so much, Jay-Z and Rock Nation about to take her out. I'm not going to sit here and say that either. Because regardless of people being in the industry and sold their soul, and pretty much, people climbing up a tree that they basically grew themselves, and I'm saying that as in a lot of this stuff that she's going through, is kind of like her own downfall. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely would never wish death upon anybody, regardless. But she's definitely, I think Nicki Minaj is smart enough to know what she's doing, and she may be, she knows a lot of stuff we don't know. She may know that what she's saying is nothing that is too far out there that would incite someone to want to take her out. Like Akademiks said, she's definitely not crazy to where all this stuff she's saying about Jay-Z, Rock Nation, that we can dismiss it. Now, her in the beginning of the video in that clip where she's literally slicing up lines of dope, of coke, she was off one right there. If she's saying all this stuff in that, in that mood, oh yeah, she owned one. I'd never seen that clip, and man, she was coked up. That was crazy. So that gives you a little bit of insight. I think Cardi B was right about that. She's definitely, if that is recent at all, she is for sure a cokehead. But regardless, she's speaking the truth for sure about Rock Nation and Jay-Z. Akademiks was getting into a little bit of his personal dealings with Rock Nation. Y'all know he's been a part of, I think, 2 depositions now with lawyers, also lawyers from Rock Nation, about the whole Megan Thee Stallion, Tory Lanez. They ask him about all kinds of stuff. I mean, there's over 5 hours of footage of a deposition that he took part of with some lawyers from Rock Nation, right? And that was kind of like a big deal. And he's feeling like some of his friends, or he's being watched as well right now. You heard him say that he's even ready to throw in the white flag because you just cannot beat them. Billionaire, supposedly, Jay-Z is behind them. They basically run the industry. They have cornered the industry, and this is what it's become with Rock Nation and Jay-Z, which is why they were powerful enough to put away Tory Lanez. And if they want to, they definitely will put away Nicki Minaj. And I don't mean death. I'm just saying they will end her career. I mean, in a sense, she's obviously not who she used to be. In a sense, it's already over. She's saying they owe her over $100 million. She said, out of her own words, on Joe Budden's podcast, that they can get all the witch doctors in the world, but they're still not going to be able to stop her from telling the truth. She said that. They could get all the witch doctors in the world, and it's still not going to work. And I was really surprised when she said that. I think a lot more stuff will come out of this situation. She's hitting a point where, I think she's just going to keep telling it all. And that's why I showed that clip earlier. Y'all remember I said there was a little bit of bitterness from Nicki Minaj. And you could feel it without really knowing how she felt about Jay-Z before all of this stuff. You could feel it. Because this has to come deeper down from somewhere. It's not just coming from, oh, Jay-Z turned out to be an evil guy, now I want to expose him. No. She clearly told you she looked up to him. She named one of her albums, after She named the Pink Print after him. She said she listened to his music every single day. So I could just, before I even heard that clip, you could feel the bitterness coming from some of this stuff, because maybe she wanted to be in the position that he put, you know, Megan Thee Stallion in, or female rappers that he may have promoted in the public. You know what I'm saying? It makes sense. And she maybe feels betrayed in a way. So, you know, damn near like almost how they say a woman scorned. It's over. Like, she finna go until there ain't no go no more. You know what I'm saying? Very, very, very interesting what's going on with the whole Rock Nation, Nicki Minaj thing. They're definitely trying to keep stuff as low as possible as far as being on the radar. You know, with Rock Nation, still very surprised Tory Lanez hasn't got out of jail. It's crazy how much pull they actually have. It's insane. But y'all already know what's going on, man. I'm not gonna make this video too much longer. I just wanted to get on here and talk about it. Might be a little bit shorter than usual, but y'all let me know what y'all think about this one, man. Very interesting topic. And yeah, I'm pretty sure we'll probably be back, you know, with another video, because there was a lot more stuff I could have put in here, but it kind of like centers all around the same topic. So, you know, just didn't want to throw too many random clips in here. But yeah, y'all, with that being said, y'all already know what's going on, man. Y'all make sure y'all run the likes up for me. Dropping every day again this month. Every day. At the end of this month, we'll be like 70 days in a row. Come on. Y'all already know. Just run the likes up for me. That's all I ask. I'm talking, we going crazy. Going crazy. We'll be like 70 in a row at the end of this month. I'm not stopping, man. So I need y'all to run the likes up. Right? With that being said, y'all, it's Black Balloon. I'm going to see y'all soon. All right. I'm out.